Feast your eyes on the Dijak Hijack, your current Ryse Pro Wrestling Grand Champion. Mr. Mathis, hello. My name's Donovan Dijak. What a pleasure to meet you. I hear that you're a former Ryse Pro Wrestling Grand Champion yourself, aren't you? And I also heard a rumor that you're a crazy person, a real dangerous man, a wild card. Well, forgive me if I'm not too intimidated by that, because I have you beat in every single one of those categories. I'm a little crazy myself. I'm a bit of a wild card. I'm a little volatile, and I'm your current Ryse Pro Wrestling Grand Champion. Also, I've dropped 2 former Ryse Pro Wrestling Grand Champions already, so what's a third? I think that's going to happen on October 12th. That's enough talk. Now it's time to do or die, Jack.
Edric, I didn't think you could be any more pathetic than you already were until I watched that sad sack promo you cut in your car, which will probably be repossessed, talking about how down on your luck you were. Well, kid, I'm here to inform you that you got a little lucky. See, when you're the greatest attorney and professional wrestler in the world, when you burn the candle at both ends and you're asked to fly all over the country working on the biggest cases in wrestling for the greatest promotions, sometimes it catches up to you. And I'm sad to say that the Gavl David Lawless will unfortunately be out of action for the next couple months to deal with a minor injury that requires a surgical procedure. So, Edric, you could complain about me costing you chances at titles or being a thorn in your side, but that excuse is not going to be here for you this month, because the Gavl David Lawless will not be appearing for the next couple shows at Ryse Wrestling. But I didn't want to disappoint the fans in showing just what a loser you truly are. So tonight, Edric, I made sure that I went out and paid someone so you had an opponent. And this streak of losing and being just a giant waste of space at Ryse Wrestling will continue. So Edric Everhart, to you and all the fans at Ryse Wrestling, you're welcome for being just as pathetic as you always were. And the Gavl David Lawless will be back and stronger than ever. You're welcome, moron.
Welcome to the Thursday Throwdown. It is Ryse Pro Wrestling. My name is Jim Moss, being joined by Ty Cross. And Ty, if I understand what we just saw from the Gavl David Lawless, he has an injury, will not be able to be here, but he has paid someone to be his surrogate to take on Edric Everhart.
Yeah, imagine tormenting somebody for months and months and then not even showing up for the fight that you picked, injury or not.
Forgive me for being a little suspect of the legitimacy of the injury of the Gavl David Lawless.
It could be 100% legitimate, but when you cry wolf on so many things, so many times.
I believe that the Gavl may just be running scared of Edric Everhart. But the bottom line is the Gavl is not here. Bruce Gray is here. And one thing we know about Bruce Gray is look at the guy. He doesn't care about himself. You know he's not going to hesitate to hurt an opponent.
He's not scared to hurt an opponent, and he's even less afraid to bed an opponent's woman. He is the home wrecker. I'm sorry, the mobile home wrecker. I think he blew me a kiss, and I kind of get it.
Hey, whatever makes you happy, Ty Cross.
I just saying, I get it. Ladies run from their men. to Bruce Gray. I understand what they're running for. There's an aura there.
Is that what it is, an aura? Is that what's in his hair?
Yeah, the aura is green and it smells bad and it's puffy clouds.
So that's why you cough so much.
I can't help it. I'm so excited about this Ryse show. I'm screaming my lungs out over here, Jim. It's Edric, Everhart, Bruce Gray. How can you not be excited? Look at this. Look how wet the hair is, Jim.
Once again, the Gavl David Wallace not here. The Baba Booey of professional wrestling, so to speak. Bruce Gray is here. And right now, he's in quite the predicament. Shout out to our broadcast colleague, Megan Nelson. She's a little under the weather this week. Could not be here with us, but get well soon, Megan.
Edric Everhart now fired up on Bruce Gray.
Big clothesline sends the mobile homewrecker to the canvas.
Bruce trying to call a timeout here.
Edric Everhart better than just about anybody in this sport. What really, in your mind, what has been the switch that Edric has been able to flip the past few years and really to ascend to the highest levels of his personal path in the world of professional wrestling?
Well, if you're trying to get me to admit that he cut the anchor and let me loose and now he's soaring to heights that he never thought possible, yeah, that's probably true. But honestly, when you go from a tag team specialist to focusing solely on yourself, instead of having to focus on the unit, it really does help you hit another stratosphere, hit another level. You see it all across professional wrestling. Singles competitors and tag teams waiting to break out, and Edric, one of the best wrestlers in this area for so long. We beat one of the best tag teams in the area. I stepped away, and Edric was really able to focus on himself, to grow mentally, to grow physically, and has become one of the best competitors in the area. You're seeing it month in and month out, Jim.
I was more so talking about his mindset than trying to disparage.
No, but it's true. And then you see the irate Bruce Gray hasn't even gotten his jacket off. This thing has just gone so fast. But it's true, that mindset, when he's able to focus on himself and not focus on the team, not have another person out there to worry about, it really does change things. And I think he was able to grow so much from just taking off on his own. It's been great. It's been great to see.
And I believe our referee there, Brad Mitchell, wiping off some of that aura from Bruce Gray that you referenced earlier.
It's seeping aura. It's dripping from everywhere. Hey, Bruce Gray's a down and dirty fighter, I'm telling you right now. He's got a brutal DDT.
Man, right to the ribs.
You see that trailer park kung fu? You know, a lot of antics that make you take Bruce not so seriously. But when it comes to being a competitor, Bruce is no one to overlook.
Man. Pinpoint precision. Booted Everhart right in the face.
And I've been in there with Bruce, and Edric's been in there with Bruce. Bruce, I'm telling you, you do not overlook Bruce Gray. Now Edric's got to fight from underneath, fight from the ground up, losing that vertical base. That's not good. He's always been a great underdog fighter, but with this new power moveset he's been implementing, you see here, Edric's been implementing a lot of power to his arsenal over the past few years, and being flat on your back like this, he's not able to implement that offense that he's honed during this singles career that he's had, this resurgence.
Kick right to the spine, and that's, to your point, Bruce Gray is just a nasty, nasty competitor. More of that right here.
2, 3, 4, come on.
I got 5 on it, Dad.
I'm not your dad.
So Bruce, though, giving Edric a lot of time to breathe here. Not staying on his opponent.
Favoring those ribs, favoring that neck.
And there you see, I was talking about earlier, you can't let Edric get to that vertical base again.
Yeah, really
because so much power generated.
Absolutely, I'm sorry, my fault. Able to generate that momentum like you're seeing right here.
Smart.
Oh, man, knockout shot.
What a shot to the mush, Jim.
Edric may be unconscious, but there is that grit. You know, Edric Everhart, we've seen him be on both sides of the aisle. We've seen him take those unethical tactics. But regardless of whether you love him or hate him, the tenacity of Edric Everhart has never been in question.
Absolutely. Tenacity is what brought him all the way to the Grand Championship.
1, 2, 3, come on.
And Bruce Gray there trying to rearrange the facial features. And just spiking Edric repeatedly into the canvas.
And it's effective and it's disrespectful at the same time.
And you know that the Gavl David Wallace is watching this thing. Cover here. 2.5. The Gavl David Wallace is watching this thing. And by the way, hey Wallace, you're a jerk. But he's got to be grinning like a Cheshire cat, knowing that someone in Bruce Gray is doing his dirty work here against Edric Everhart.
And we know Gavl does get a live feed to these Ryse events when he's not here. So yeah, like you said, watching, smiling, enjoying the beating that Edric's taking. And what a great opponent for the Gavl David Lawless to choose here in Bruce Gray. Unorthodox brawler. He'll knock your teeth out and he'll make you feel bad about yourself at the same time.
He's hard to prepare for, that's for sure. No water in the pool. Could be a turning point here.
I've seen that face on Edric Everhart before. That's the face of frustration. I'm done with this mentality. This is Mamba mode for Everhart.
The momentum and the hostility is building here. Blue Thunder bomb. Man, Bruce Gray kicked out.
Bruce Gray, excellent shape and conditioning, but Edric Everhart has the size and power advantage. And I think he's going to go for that cutter right now and end this.
Wait a minute.
Bruce had it scouted.
And now trying to claw at the face. This is just nasty.
Going for the DDT, but Edric Everhart had too strong of a base. Got him.
He got it that time.
That'll do it.
I believe that is a message sent. Regardless of when the Gavl gets back from the injured list, you know that Edric Everhart will be waiting for his measure of revenge. But don't go anywhere. AJ Alexander and Glenn Spectre square off against Gianni, Mike Emriko, and Cowpoke Paul coming up next here on the Thursday Throwdown.
Wrestling September 14th at the Unitown Mall. It is Tad Jarvis and Jay Smura against the family. You see, the family has the leader, Marsha Gambino. 20 years of wrestling experience who will do anything for a win.
What do you do? Why's there a camera? You filming for OnlyFans in front of the casting couch, dude?
No.
What are you dressed like this for?
Getting ready for the match.
This is how you get ready? By dressing like these guys? How about you go get ready in the ring with me?
You're right.
You've been watching too much Goodfellas and The Sopranos, dude. And this is not how we get ready. What about when we drop the titles?
Yeah.
We need to get serious and not get cocky.
here for Cowpoke Paul? Well, I've got some bleak news for you, low lifes. We are the most well-traveled members of Ryse Wrestling, the most dangerous. And we are going to crush those two losers. Come out here, get this ass whooping.
Welcome to Ryse Pro Wrestling main event time here on the Thursday Throwdown. My name's Jim Awada, being joined by the esteemed Ty Cross. And Ty Cross, we have two very diametrically opposed tag teams squaring off, to say the least.
Yeah, not a lot of tag team experience for either of the teams with their members. So I think what we're going to see a lot tonight is some natural gelling between teams here. You're going to see a lot of maybe some slip-ups and hiccups, but what one hiccup could lead to a loss or a victory for one of these two teams.
The big boss, Glenn Spectre, and AJ Alexander. Glenn Spectre, a longtime veteran, broke into this industry in 2001. Spectre also the first American, first Gaijin or foreign wrestler to win the DDT tag team titles in Japan in the early 2000s. Conversely, AJ Alexander spent the first half of 2024 also in Japan, learning under the legendary, Yoshihiro Tajiri. So with that bond in common, Spectre looks to take AJ under his wing, and given the eccentric nature of AJ, who has pretty much sacrificed his entire life to pursue professional wrestling in Japan, you know, he's a wild card, and that's the mind in Spectre guiding the muscle of AJ Alexander.
Yeah, on one side of the ring, you got Cowpoke and Gianni, a couple of young hot shots. They're excited, they're stoked to be tagging together for the first time. But across the ring, you got a lot of years and a lot of miles traveled, Jim. And that experience could be the key factor here. We'll see.
Absolutely, the Ascension champion, Gianni Michael Emriko, really hitting his stride here in Ryse Wrestling. Gianni, just a 2-year pro, and quite frankly, he's showing flashes of brilliance within that 24 months of being a professional wrestler. But as we've heard time and time again, there's no substitute for experience. And I believe that Spectre may be able to use that experience advantage to maybe outthink or outplot young GME.
Well, you're talking about flashes of excellence from GME. I think we're in the middle with this Ascension Championship reign of one of the brightest flashes of excellence we've seen from him so far in his career. And we're basking in that glow of that flash of excellence. And we all know the story. Cowpoke Paul going on to win the Ryse Grand Championship on two occasions. Unbelievable. So a lot of championship pedigree within Ryse on that side of the ring.
Yeah, absolutely. AJ Alexander looks to have his eyes on that Ascension Championship. And this is the roughneck tactics of Glenn Spectre. He is a bruiser in there. He is a combination of smooth technique and blunt force trauma. Quite frankly, Spectre will just punch you in the mouth. Not afraid to take a shortcut either, quite frankly. And there you're seeing GME using his power, living up to his name, the Italian strongman. Wise wrestling from Gianni and Cowpoke, cutting the ring in half, keeping Spectre in their side of the ring.
I love to see some good power grappling, Jim. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was gonna ask you, how important is it in a tag team situation? You were one half of the very first Ryse Tag Team Champions. How important is it for a tag team to cut that ring in half to isolate an opponent?
It's Tag Team 101, and even if you're a fresh new team that hasn't wrestled together, in the case of Cowpoke and GME, that's the one tactic you can go to as a team that you don't need to really practice or strategize on because it comes natural. Cut the ring in half, keep your opponent on your side of the ring. So that's the tactic they're going to because it is 101 tag team wrestling.
One of the things that I learned working with the very talented and the great Joe Dombrowski is you cut that ring off at the hypotenuse halfway through that ring, and you're seeing how quick things can turn on a dime here because just like that, it's now Spectre that has Cowpoke in the opposing corner, and you see the momentum of the matchup change considerably.
Exactly. It's a field position situation, but wait, what do we got here? AJ Alexander looks like maybe he's getting a little big for the britches. Wants to tackle GME.
AJ turned his back, and that tunnel vision. We know that AJ became ultra aggressive training in the dojos of Japan, but he may be a little over-aggressive at this juncture. Cowpoke picks the ankle.
Well, I think AJ too has his eyes set on that Ascension Championship. Maybe wants to size up GME here.
Speaking of sizing up, I believe that AJ is going to be tangled up.
He wanted to get the measure of GME, but he's getting the measure of Cowpoke.
And AJ's got nowhere to go. And some things illustrate themselves.
It was a pow right to the colon. Now Glenn Spectre making a mistake there, getting so aggravated, rushing into a 2-on-1 situation.
And again, we're seeing AJ assert that ultra aggressiveness. But again, it's going to come back to bite him. That may be the only flaw in AJ's game because he is as smooth as silk when it comes to technique. But getting hot under the collar, getting a little agitated, may be the one chink in the armor of AJ Alexander.
But you see AJ Alexander, like you said, so crisp and fluid. But you see now we're seeing some brawling from the team of GME and Cowpoke Paul, changing their game plan up. Took the eye off the ball though, beautifully done, that snap dragon suplex.
That Snapdragon and then the Yakuza kick coming directly from that Japanese playbook. AJ Alexander putting those lessons on the other side of the globe in play here in Uniontown. And you heard the thud on that one.
But I was going to say the game plan looked like it was wrestle with Spectre because Spectre's the brawler, and brawl with AJ because AJ's the wrestler. And it seemed to work for a while there, but as soon as you take your eye off the ball, someone like AJ Alexander can capitalize in a heartbeat, and you saw it right there. And now look, Cowpoke Paul in a bad predicament in that corner.
This is no coincidence. Spectre knows exactly how to exploit the position of the referee.
You saw the educated feet choking with one calf and then stomping with the heel of the other foot right across the forehead of Cowpoke. Just incredible corner work right there.
And Spectre also a very, very heavy hitter. It's important to note that Spectre, since making a return to professional wrestling, has really, here we have 2 count there. Spectre, since returning to professional wrestling, has really made it an objective, a goal to put the Pittsburgh scene on notice that he is as good as he ever was. And quite frankly, when you pair him up with someone like A.J. Alexander, this may be the best Glenn Spectre we've ever seen.
And what better way to put Pittsburgh on notice than to take out two of the hottest young up-and-coming stars in the entire city? It's unbelievable.
And there we're seeing the over-aggressiveness of A.J. Alexander one more time.
I don't think that's over-aggressiveness. I think that's a ploy by Alexander, because we had a clean tag on the other side, but official Nick Brown didn't see it.
And exploiting the position of the referee once again. Very good call, Ty Cross.
See, I've got all those tricks in my bag. I know it. I know it when I see it. Now Spectre, he goes to the ropes when he knows it's a 100% success rate, like you saw right there.
And it's interesting to note, Ty Cross, as I had said in our opening moments here, both Spectre and A.J. Alexander have that international experience, and quite frankly, that's rarefied air. They have experienced things that GME and Cowpoke have not had the opportunity to do so in their respective careers yet.
Absolutely. It's amazing what miles and years can teach you, and that's what's so important is they have the miles, thousands of miles long. Compared to GME and Cowpoke, we're going to see a yeehaw do-si-do.
And Cowpoke powers through with the lariat. Pivotal point in this contest, Ty Cross.
Cowpoke has to get this tag, get the bigger, fresher man in the ring now.
This could determine how this contest is going to
Spectre not
shake
going
out.
for the tag, Jim. Spectre's going to try to stay in it.
And here we go. The Italian strongman is cooking tonight.
And he's moving fast. When we talk about all that knowledge, it looks like they just shared some knowledge with a meeting of the minds.
Wait a minute here, AJ lowered the boom. Reverse from GME. Power slam by the Italian strongman. Finds 2.5.
GME looks as good as I've ever seen him. Fired up in that ring right now.
Really breaking down here, Ty Cross.
You get in!
And this crowd is electric right now for these two.
And the action is rolling in Ryse Wrestling. Oh, man! Knockout shot from Spectre.
And that leaves AJ and the Ascension champion that he's been targeting.
That Psycho knee just eliminated the former grand champion.
If AJ wants to make a mark for the matchmakers, this is his chance to shine.
And Gianni got spiked.
It's over. Message sent to the Ascension champion and to all of Ryse Wrestling.
Bottom line is, A.J. Alexander has his eyes on that Ascension champion, and he just pinned Gianni, Michael Emriko.
Hey. You are something special. Yeah. It's over for all of you.
And as Ty Cross is going to check on Gianni, Michael Emriko, bottom line is, A.J. Alexander just made his case to get a shot at that Ascension Championship.
Conor Lombardi here for Ryse. About ready to talk to AJ Alexander, the victor of tonight's match. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts is that GME is absolute trash. Has been since I've been here, and I have been around.
AJ, what did I tell you, brother? I told you. You know who I am.
Yes.
I'm the boss, Glenn Spectre. Don't look like you don't have any idea who I am.
I know who you are.
AJ, I told you, if we stuffed our differences with our experience, we are the most widely traveled wrestlers in this entire locker room. And not only that, but let's be honest, we're the best wrestlers in this locker room. AJ, tell them what you're gonna do to GME.
What am I going to do to GME? I have a lot of plans of how I'm going to torture him, how I'm going to drag his name and him through all types of mud. But the best thing I want to do is dog walk his ass all over Uniontown, PA, all through this mall, all through that ring. I'll fight all around the mall, and I don't give a damn.
And Cowpoke, Paul, how many times do I have to thrash you? Son, you get a great reaction. And don't get me wrong, this Uniontown trash, they love you, the Ryse fans love you. But here's the thing. As good as you are, you're small potatoes. I'm international. AJ's international, okay? I'm making it clear to everyone at Ryse Wrestling. I said it before, I don't care if you're a giant, I don't care if you're a junior. We are taking everybody out. Ryse.
Everybody.
It's not going to be Ryse Wrestling, okay? It's going to be AJ Alexander. It's going to be Big Boss Glenn Spectre all day, all night.
All right. Congratulations on your victory, guys.
Look for goddamn days.
Whew. All right, then.
Maybe after we're done, I'll fire you.
Oh, all right. I feel bad for GME and Cowpoke right now. All right, back to you in the ring.